Hello class, today we're looking at Bluebook 9.1. We're asked for numbers 4 through 10 to write the product using exponents. From here to here we're writing the product using exponents. So let's take a look. Here we have -6 times -6. We have two of them. So therefore we take the actual number, -6, and because we have 2, it's raised to the power of 2. Number 6, our base is 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3. So we keep the base, but we have 3 of them, so we raise it to the power of 3. Okay? Number 8, we have 1, 2, 3, -4s. So we have -4 raised to the power of 3, but we also have 2 y's, so times y to the second power. Okay. Next, 10, we have -t, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is -t raised to the 5th power. Now it's important that if it is written in the parentheses, that we keep the parentheses with the negative sign in the parentheses. That's very vital in writing our product, exponent products, okay, and expressions. If it's written this way, then we write it that way because it makes a difference with the final product answer, okay? All right, so let's take a look. Here we have number 12, -11 raised to the 3rd power, okay? So we find that -11, if we use our calculator, raised to the 3rd power, you actually have -11 times a -11 times a -11. What happens is these two make it positive, okay, positive 121. But then when we multiply it by a negative number, then we end up with a negative product, okay? So then the answer of -11 raised to the 3rd power will give us a negative 1,331, okay? All right, so that's that answer, okay? Can you see that? Yeah, okay. Here we have -½ raised to the 6th power. So what ultimately happens is this 1 is raised to the 6th power, okay? And this 2 is raised to the 6th power. So therefore, the 1 is going to stay the same no matter what. 1 raised to the 6th power is going to be 1. But the 2 raised to the 6th power is going to be 64, okay? Here on number 16, what we have is outside of our parentheses is a negative symbol. So that 1 is raised to a 3rd power in the numerator, and the 9 is raised to the 3rd power in the denominator. So that 1 raised to the power of 3 is going to be 3, no matter what we do, okay? And still keep the negative on the outside, all right? And then 9 raised to the 3rd power is going to give us 729. So then our answer is going to be a -3/729 because ultimately this is a -1 on the outside. Ultimately, this is a -1 on the outside of the parentheses, so therefore it makes the whole fraction negative, okay? On number 18, it asks us to factor tree this down. So let's take a look. When we factor this down, we know it's in the family of 5, okay? So therefore it's going to be 5 times, and what that number is going to be is 1 5 there with 1 left over. 3 5s there with 2 left over and a 5, okay? And so then we break that down. Put another 5 here. How many 5s are in 13? We get 2 with 3 left over. Give us a 7, okay? So we break that down to a 3 times a 9 and break that down to a 3 times a 3. Okay, and so that's as far down as we get. So now from there, they want us to write out the factors. So let's take a look. We have 1, 2, 3 3s, and we have 1, 2, 5s. And that's how that is done. Okay? Now, on number 20, it reads, they have $1, $2, $3, $4. Okay? All right, these dolls are at different heights, okay? And they're saying, it reads, the largest doll is 12 inches tall. So this doll is 12 inches tall, okay? Then it says that the height of each of the dolls is 7/10 the height of the next larger doll. So then this doll is 7/10 of this doll, which this doll is 7/10 of that doll, and this doll is 7/10 of that doll. Okay? So then it asks us to, it says, write an expression for the height of the smallest doll. What is the height of the smallest doll? So ultimately, what you have going on here is that you have 12 times this, times this, times this. And so it looks like this. 12 times 7/10 times 7/10 times 7/10. Okay? All right? And so since it looks like that, then what ends up happening is you actually have 12 times 7/10 to the third power. Okay? That's what you have. Okay? And so with that in mind, you would need to get the third power of 7. So you have 12 times 7 times 7 is 49 times 7 is 3, 2, and then 10 to the third power. All right, that's what you have. So now from there, you have 12 times 32 over 1,000. So ultimately, this is over 1. Okay? And then when you multiply it out, this is what you get. Okay? And because it's inches, we use inches. All right? So ultimately, that helped you understand. All right? Hopefully you saw that. Okay? That's that. See you in the morning.